Trade school or college? What is the difference and which one is best for you? Check out in this video where we talk to Scott, who is a personal coach, and he shares his opinion on trade school versus college. Welcome to our channel, How Real Life Works, where we talk about all the things that school doesn't teach you.
Do you think it's actually more advantageous if people choose kind of like what you went through, like you were doing coding and you went to coaching school and then you came out of that and you became a coach, like a more career focused school? Would it be a better choice if people were just going to university for career purpose?
Could be. I think it's situational specific. Yeah, I guess the only reason I hesitate is that I do think that there's a lot that can happen for good in university, even if you don't go into it. Well, like me, I mean that would have precluded me. I went to university to major in computer science, thinking of it kind of instrumentally, and then I changed, and so that's the only thing that's on my mind. The hesitation there is that sometimes you learn and change, and you kind of change the reason why you're there.
Right.
I think that hypothetically, perhaps, yeah, that it does make sense. And I think that people are wired differently, right? Not everybody's going to enjoy or benefit in the same way as everybody else. And so I personally think that, technical schools or other options are great. I think it's a good thing that there's so many different paths.
You're obviously, I feel like after we had this conversation, I'm looking at my question. It says, do you think you would go to university again if you have the choice?
No, I don't think I would.
You wouldn't? You wouldn't?
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I was thinking like, do I need to ask this question? This seems like pretty obvious. Like, it is a good place, but
it was a good experience for me. I would choose to do it again, and I would probably choose. Can I just say one thing? One piece of thing that worked really well for me. I think part of what made university good for me, and also might be something that people who are listening could take advantage of, is, all of life is actually like this, but particularly once you get to university and beyond, everything is a negotiation. Essentially, things are not nearly as locked in stone as we think they are. They're not. We don't have to just take things handed to us and do exactly what we're told. And what I mean by that is, depending on the university you go to and the program you're in, there can be lots of opportunities to create your own curriculum, to create your own, say, like, to propose to professors and say, wait, I'm not really that interested in this course, but I think that, the requirements would be met. I'm going to read these 5 books. I'm going to write a paper on this. What do you think? And most professors will be delighted. Like to have such an engaged student who's creating their own courses, and it's a relief for the teacher for the professor to have interesting conversations with somebody who's really wrestling with these things. And of course this really applies even more when you're outside of university. So that if we can wrap our heads around the fact that it's not that there are no rules or that there's no limits or there's no things, where we can't just kind of like feel like the world is our oyster and it's going to cooperate with whatever we want it to do, and there are no constraints. And I've struggled with that actually in my life, and realized I don't know. There are kind of like there are ways that you. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this universally. I have thought of myself as a special snowflake, where the rules were, I was exempt from the rules because I was smarter, or I was, more bold, or whatever. I could just shortcut this, and I've not found that to be 100% the case. And so I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is that you can usually you can shape things so that it works for you, and shape things so that it's really engaging and you learn what you want to learn. It's the more responsibility that you can take for making your university program interesting to you. Do it, because you get so much, you'll get a lot out of it, and you have more options than you realize if you start asking questions about like what's possible, and I'm not saying break the rules, but just kind of experiment with them.
Okay, what do you think? Trade school or college? Let us know what you think. And before you do that, you might also want to consider checking the form link in the description, which gives you an opportunity to work with us as an intern. We can teach you all the things that we know about content creation, whether it's podcast or videos, design, copywriting, and so on. So if you want to launch your podcast, or you want to do some YouTube videos, or you want to interview guests, or even become a guest, consider checking out the link. And thank you for watching this video. And before you go, consider subscribing and make sure you have the notifications on.